Hey everyone, and welcome to 5 Minutes with Bella. I'm Bella Hilton. Now, one of the things I like to do with my clients is to push them slightly outside their comfort zone with something that is easy to achieve. Now, why is that? Because sometimes when we're feeling like emotionally depleted, we lose the strength to carry on in any kind of coherent manner in our lives. We essentially get lost in our problems with our minds on overdrive and no real way to come back to calmness, back to the now, back to centeredness, back to what is actually happening in our lives, back to being our strong feminine selves. And when we get into these states, it's easy to let the self-talk get out of control and spiral. Now, the quickest way back to feeling more whole and centered and, kind of robust emotionally is to actually have a task at hand to complete that is slightly outside your comfort zone, but fun. What we don't want to do is set up a cold calling exercise. That doesn't sound fun to me. Now, one of the things that I like to challenge people to do is indoor rock climbing. It's fun, it's physical, and it's one of those things that makes you narrow in on the task at hand. You really have to focus and be in the moment. And it's usually just outside of most people's comfort zone in one way or another. And it's amazing at first how many people look way to the top and think, I'm never going to make it that far. Wow, that's so high. Even before they've climbed, even before they've even attempted one single step. And then maybe they watch someone else do it and they see that it isn't so bad and that it can be done and it isn't so scary. So that actually helps. And they might try to start to climb the wall, and maybe they'll get a quarter of the way up and maybe give up and fall. All done with excellent, safety harnesses, by the way, so no one is in any danger. Now, they climb a quarter of the way and they do it easily, but now they have left the safety of the ground and they know if they let go, now the fall, down isn't so huge if they let go halfway down. And this is all done quite unconsciously. And when they hit the ground, though, they're reaffirming their initial thoughts. I physically can't do it. I can't make it to the top. It's too scary. I'm never going to make it that far. I'm not strong or fit enough, whatever it is going on for them. They had firm thoughts or beliefs before they even attempted the climb that the wall was too high and that they were going to fail. So then I actually sit with my client at the bottom of the wall and talk them through their thought patterns, their beliefs, and we change some of those beliefs to I can do it, or it's safe, or whatever it is we need to look at. And then I give them another attempt. And they usually attempt the wall in the same way, but this time they make it a little bit further up the wall, maybe halfway, before their mind gives in and they fall back to safety. Now, they've done well, but they've not made it to the top of the wall. So we talk through again what went on for them on that climb, the thoughts, why they let go halfway up the wall. And then we talk about what they could do differently on the next climb, how they might move their body differently. They might even get further up on this climb before coming back down, before letting go again. And then on this final attempt, we sit at the bottom and we finally break it down to its core. Again, what were they focusing on this time? And it usually transpires they were focusing on what they could do differently, having more trust in their body as they moved up the wall. But then they hit a tricky part, right? And they fell. So we talk about one more time what they were focusing on, what they believed they could do, and what they could do differently. And usually at this stage they start to protest that they're too tired now, that their limbs are shaking, that they can't possibly do one more climb. And then I ask them one simple question, but what is the goal? Why are we here? The goal in this instance is to reach the top of the wall. So we don't focus them on the obstacles to the top of the wall, we just focus them on the top of the wall, maybe visualizing themselves there. And the only thing they need to concentrate on is a button at the top of the wall that they get to hit when they make it up there. They don't need to think about how they'll get up. They just need to think about getting to the top and visualizing themselves there. And here's the amazing thing. When we focus them, settle their mind, deal with the beliefs about I can't to I can, and when they're at their weakest, because they've already done 3 climbs and their limbs are shaking, we send them back up and they climb that wall expertly, quickly and swiftly all the way to the top and press that button. They don't even have to think about how they will get there. They just move their body on the wall in a way that feels good to them to get up, taking their time where they need to with that single focus in mind, the top of the wall, devoid of the noise of the outside world where somebody might tell them that they can't do it because they're overweight or not fit or afraid of heights, devoid of their own mind getting in the way to say that they can't. And they do it with clarity and calmness. And they come down and they feel strong and resilient and like they can take on the world, because of course they can. And it's from this place that we then build on to talk about their fertility, from a place of strength, from a place of I can, from beliefs of I can. And it's amazing then how their worlds change and their bodies respond. And that was 5 Minutes with Bella. I'm Bella Hilton from Studio Fertility, and I'll see you next time.